Okay, we're live.
You said we are live?
Yes, we're live.
Alright guys, welcome into our severe weather coverage. We have one lingering tornado warning for southeastern Adams and southwestern Scioto counties. We apologize for just getting on there. We've had some technical difficulties. Hopefully we got it worked out for now. Brant, really not much left to this storm. It's going to move into southeastern Adams and southwestern Scioto counties here pretty soon, but definitely not as strong as it once was just a little bit ago.
Yes, bad technical difficulties, I might add. I think this is kind of the back edge of the activity for this round. But I don't know what you want to talk about the stuff back in Indiana. One super thunderstorm warning on that right now. And this tornado warning goes through 9 p.m. tonight, so I don't know if they're going to start canceling counties or not, but it's not really much activity in Ohio right now.
Yeah, there was a little bit back in western Indiana to look at, but really not much going on. I really think this is going to be it in terms of, I think they will start dropping counties here in the near future. I really don't even quite agree with the initials of a tornado watch for as far north as they put it. But other words, like I said, we did have a possible tornado near Maysville just a little while ago across the river. But otherwise, that's been about all we've had today in terms of Ohio activity. The rotation was pretty strong, about a half hour or so. Actually, more like about 45 minutes ago, it was pretty strong. Looks like the rotation was right on the state line there, and also right on the Ohio River between Rome and Vanceburg. And there's some other weak upper level rotation as you move further up along the line. But in terms of any kind of gate-to-gate shear type of thing, it's very broad and right in that tornado warning area between Rome and Vanceburg. And then, yes, as Brant just circled back there near Aberdeen and Maysville, we had some strong winds, potentially up to 75 miles per hour, according to David, one of our other weather assistants we have with us here at Ohio's News Center. But like I said, this is we had a few technical difficulties. We just are getting on. 21 goes through 5 o'clock. Am I correct?
9 o'clock.
4:45.
Oh, I thought you meant the
The
tornado.
tornado warning itself
Okay.
goes until 4:45.
I thought you were talking about the tornado watch.
Nope. I don't expect them to issue a new one unless this begins to really strengthen. I really think the best chance of it really strengthens if it heads more southeast. There's less rain out in front of it than there is on its current tracks. So we got a plethora of severe thunderstorm warnings to the south of there. But outside of that, we really don't have much else going on across the state. There's a lot of heavy rain out there, moderate to heavy rain at times, and that's really kind of destabilizing the atmosphere for quite a bit of us. Now, even though we have 4 more hours until the tornado watch expires, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, in terms of activity back in Indiana, it's very isolated, and I think this is more of a diurnal-driven activity, which essentially means just daytime activity and not much else to it. So for the south of Fort Wayne, that storm's going to slide south of Fort Wayne and into our northwestern Ohio counties over the next hour or so. But generally speaking, I really don't see much else in the way of the potential for tornadic activity once we get past this one cell that's across Adams and Scioto counties right
Oh,
now.
okay. Yeah. I don't know how far back you are. I think you're a little bit behind. But the storm in Indiana has a very large hail core at times, and it's still there. I don't know what the vertically integrated liquid shows right now. Not much. It may look actually stronger on the radar than it does on the high resolution velocity, or reflectivity, sorry. Vertically integrated liquid. I don't know what I'm saying right now.
Yeah, there's not much. There's not enough confidence on the vertically integrated liquid to show me that there's quarter-sized hail falling. There have been no confirmed reports of it on that particular storm back there in Indiana. But hopping back to the tornado warning quickly, see if I got any new information to pass along on it. It is set to expire in 6 minutes, and there's not been any new statements on it issued for about 10 minutes now. So leads me to believe if they're not going to issue a new warning, because I think if they were going to, they would probably already have done so. The overall wind in the thunderstorm is also decreasing. So we could also see this where the thunderstorm may just be in the process of cycling, and we may just have to kind of wait and see what the thunderstorm decides to do. But otherwise, that's the only tornado warning we have in the state. There's a lot of heavy rain south and east of Columbus. Going to produce some ponding of water on roadways and cause you some problems driving home. But really nothing too impressive on the rotation there, Ray. Just very broad. You can see it's actually not attached. The two brighter colors are actually not even attached. That shows it's a very broad area of rotation. Definitely not near as tight as it was just a little while ago.
We got a new tornado warning for south of Ohio. That's some pretty strong winds. Actually, there's 3 tornado warnings in the whole United States right now. Yeah, I think that activity is going to stay farther south.
Yeah, I said a little while ago that I felt that warning should stay confined to on or south of the Ohio River. And the activity in Kentucky, there's been a lot more sunshine in Kentucky today.
Nick, if you look at the new radar scan, they're touching again. Let me
see.
It's updating here.
Depends on which radar you're looking from. At this also.
Wilmington.
Yeah, because this one's kind of in between. Two radars, so you may even if you flip back and forth, because right now the only reason that it's still upper level rotation because beam height we're looking about 5,000 feet into the air, so that's pretty high, and we're seeing weak rotation at best. It's not very strong rotation. It's weak upper level rotation around the northern end of that tornado warning, and yes, they are beginning to touch a little bit again. Maybe a sign it could be trying to regain its act together here just a little bit. But looking 5,000 feet into the air as we are, this is pretty weak rotation at best. And I don't foresee a new warning coming out. I don't have one yet. Okay, we do have a new severe thunderstorm warning for south of Portsmouth. That is in a different national service. That's from Charleston. For the next county over, they have not elected to issue a tornado warning, which tells me that they are not going to issue a new tornado warning, period. So that new severe thunderstorm is for Greenup County in northern Kentucky. That's right on the border of Ohio and Kentucky. So I do not see a new tornado warning coming out. They're issuing a severe thunderstorm warning for the storm that currently has a tornado warning on it. And you should get that polygon to pop up on your radar scope within the next couple of minutes, if actually a couple seconds even.
Still waiting on it.
So yeah, this is a little bit different of a coverage for us just because this is such a very sparsely populated area. We don't have a lot of reports coming in. I just asked David if he had anything. He said no. If we don't get any reports, they likely will not issue a new tornado warning, just because we just don't have the reports out there of anything going on. So they probably will not. They probably will not issue a new one. I don't see them issuing one.
Okay. If that's all you want to do, then I will go ahead and turn this off.
Yeah, I don't see them issuing a new one. Especially with all the rain that's out ahead of it. I mean, if you look at the reflex, there's a ton of rain out ahead of the storm. I think it's beginning to kind of run into some of that rain-cooled air. We will wait for another 3 or 4 minutes here just to see what they decide they're going to do. We talked to David real quick as well and see if they're going to issue a new warning on this one real quick.
Well, as we said, we had a problem with this early in the year where Wilmington thought it was tornado warned, and then Charleston didn't. So it's going to be running into this problem again.
Yeah, and like I said, if you look at Charleston's looking even higher up into the sky than Wilmington is right now. So, they really cannot get, like I said, right now we're looking 5,000 feet into the air right now. So we really can't get a good feel for what's going on because we're looking so far up into the air. We're in between, technically, actually 3 different radar sites. So I really can't tell you, exactly what kind of idea we're looking at. Looking at from the Jackson, Kentucky radar, it's pretty much sending the same signal as the Wilmington radar. It's weak rotation at best. And they're looking. Let me see if they're looking up any. Let me see if they're looking any lower into. So actually, they're looking about 7,000 feet into the sky from Jackson, Kentucky. So I don't see them issuing a new one just because there's no evidence of any kind of rotation on any reports, and I just see a little bit of broad rotation also now extending further up into Scioto County than there was before. But I'm still not convinced, at least right now. Jesse, here's Lifestyle. They're calling. Say hello. Hello. Sorry about that. Yeah, I don't see them issuing a new 20 warning. I would not be surprised if they did. But we will continue to watch that very closely. We got about another minute here, Brant. What's your feeling? Do you think they're going to issue one?
No. I really don't.
Okay. Well, if they do decide to issue one, obviously we will come back on and update you with what we have going on. But definitely, if your travels take you into western West Virginia this evening, you're going to definitely watch that activity back in Kentucky.
Nick, they just issued I think a new severe thunderstorm warning to the extension to the one that was already in place, I think. Yeah, they extended it farther back.
Because Wilmington is covering that. Wilmington covers that county that's right next to the severe thunderstorm warning. So they may have elected to issue a severe thunderstorm warning to replace the tornado warning.
If you actually look at this, it's starting to. Looks like it went through just a cycle now, and it's starting to touch again. I don't know the distance here. 7-8 miles southwest of West Portsmouth.
Yeah, it definitely is possible that it's going to recycle, but it is 4:45. I don't have any new indication of a tornado warning being issued to you.
No. Did David say anything?
I've got nothing. Let me double check real quick. I don't have anything. I would have probably gotten another notification otherwise if there was. But it is 4:45. It's actually now 4:46. So, yeah, they did issue a severe thunderstorm warning for Scioto and Adams County. You can post on the page. My brother's got my phone right, so I actually don't have an ability to actually post that at the second. So if you want to post that to the page, feel free. Definitely some strong winds in there. Could maybe approach severe levels, but again, even looking that high up into the atmosphere, winds are maybe approaching 40-45 miles per hour at best. I don't see them reaching any stronger than that. So as soon as that tornado warning drops off the screen there, did they extend that, Brant? Can you click on that and see if they maybe extended it?
It just disappeared.
Expired there on.
It just disappeared as soon as I tried to click on it, so.
Okay. All right, well, that's going to conclude our coverage of severe weather here on Ohio's News Center. And also, if we get any more tornado warnings, we'll pop back in and let you know. But for Brant Warren, I'm Nick Dunn, and enjoy the rest of your evening.